everybody, Thrifty Teresa here. I am like totally on time for the Etsy sales report. Today is April 17th and I'm here to give you my sales for the first half of April, the 1st through the 15th. So yay, I'm like doing this like right on time. I'm very proud of myself. So let's go ahead and see what's going on Etsy. I'm going to move this video window down here. Okay, so we got the new Etsy store. I said I was going to do a video about this and I've decided not to because there's really not much to say. The format's different, but I kind of like it. The pictures are bigger. We've got more categories. You can have up to 15 categories now. So I've modified my categories. The only thing I'm not gelling on is how they took away the pages, so I can't skip to page 3 or skip to page 15. You have to go like more items, and it gives you like another like 10 at a time. It's kind of annoying. That's the only problem, but it has easier access to your reviews and your shop updates and you know, the stuff about your store and your policies and whatever. So the new shop's okay. That's all I'm going to say about it. Things change. You got to roll with the changes. But overall, this period of April has been good. For the first 15 days of April, I sold 13 items. So I was 2 away from reaching my goal of 1 sale per day. A little disappointed I didn't make the goal. I was waiting for the last 2 sales to roll in on the last day, and it didn't happen. But I'm getting closer. I was really surprised. The last few months I've only been getting like, you know, 8 sales in the first period of the month. I think that's when people have less money. They're paying their rent or their mortgage, they're paying their bills, and it's usually not until later in the month when people get that second paycheck and they feel like they can spend a little on themselves or buy gifts and not feel guilty about it. So anyway, first half of the month is usually slow, but 13 sales in 15 days, I'm pretty pleased with that. Overall, in total, I made $126. That is my gross amount that I earned before fees and everything. After fees, my profit was $105.61. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and show you what sold. First item is a real kicker. Pac-Man is a dick. This is a vintage pinback button. I think it's absolutely hilarious. It got tons and tons of views and favorites, and it was a very popular item in my shop. It finally sold for $10. I think that's pretty good for an old pinback button. It's nothing fancy, but it's just really funny. So there's there. I hope you don't mind the blue humor and the cursing. I come from a long line of you know, people who have colorful language. So anyway, next item that sold here is one of these embroidered patches from Kings Canyon National Park. This patch sold for $10. Next item was a set of 4 Tupperware tumblers that I had on clearance. I had these in my shop for a long time at a fairly decent price, but I was like, I gotta get them out of here. I'm sick of having them in my storage, and they just weren't selling at the price that I had. So it's like, forget it. Cut it in half, get them out of my inventory. I sold this set of tumblers for $9. Another clearance item is this vintage soft fabric picture frame with the Care Bears on them. This is another item that was on clearance for 50% off. This sold for $8. Another little set of embroidered patches. These come from the Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts. I can't quite remember which, but I found out through some research that this was an award that was given called the Scouters Key Award. Don't know exactly what that is because I was never a Boy Scout, but these two tiny little patches sold together for $5. Then we have here a vintage Snoopy key ring. He was from the 70s. Thought I had that information down in the bottom. Thought he had a date marked on the back here where it's hard to read. But he was pretty cool. He was large, acrylic, very thick and strong on this key ring. He has some fun colors there holding his tennis racket. This Snoopy key ring sold for $15. It shipped internationally on its way to England. Another clearance item out of the way. Very happy that my clearance items are leaving because that's the whole point, is getting them out. This is a small little cross-stitch kit that makes a little picture frame. Says Huggable You, and it's got sweet Winnie the Pooh on there. This sold for $5. Then we got a set of playing cards. These are from 1990, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles playing cards. They were kind of cool. They had some fun pictures on a few of the cards, but most of the cards were still basic. But then each turtle had his own symbol on the cards, Jack, spades, hearts, etc. And they had some extra games that you could play with these cards. It gave them little ideas of different games and little instructions. So you're not just playing your typical, cards. So this set of turtle playing cards sold for $8. This is a set of vintage tally cards that were used for scoring bridge. You can see here, this is what a tally card looks like. On the inside of these, they were blank, so I figured people could use them for gift tags or, paper ephemera for scrapbooking and stuff. They had this gorgeous Amish barn stars or barn hexes, barn stars, barn roses. They've got all these different types of names, but they have these just gorgeous, gorgeous symbols on them, and I imagine those symbols do mean something, and maybe somebody who's more educated than me would know more about that. But they were absolutely beautiful and colorful, so I'm glad these sold. These set of tally cards sold for $8. Another embroidered patch. This is quite vintage. It is from the National Cowboy Hall of Fame, and the National Cowboy Hall of Fame actually doesn't really exist anymore, but there is a Cowboy Hall of Fame type place in Oklahoma City, which does have these buildings and these flags. The structure that houses the event, the fairgrounds look like that. So, but it's now called something else. I can't remember exactly what it's called now, but it's no longer called the National Cowboy Hall of Fame. So again, vintage item, cool patch. This patch sold for $10. Oh, and this was another international sale. It is heading up to Canada. All right, so wait, maybe was that going to Canada? Maybe not. I might be thinking of something else. Never mind. Okay, this is a retirement plaque, a wall hanging plaque. It has this lovely poem about on your retirement with this pretty little bird and the pussy willow flowers. And it's not going to the other pictures for some reason, but that's okay. This nice plaque sold for $14, and I wish someone out there a very happy retirement. Another embroidered patch. This is a I don't believe this was too vintage. Olympic National Park in Washington, which is not too far from where I live. Olympia is our state capital. The Olympic Peninsula is the area closest to the Pacific Ocean, between the Pacific Ocean and Puget Sound, and then Seattle's on the other side of Puget Sound. So if I look across Puget Sound, I can see the Olympic Peninsula with the Olympic Mountain Range, and that is where the Olympic National Park is. Very beautiful territory over there. This park patch sold for $10. Last sale of this period is a set of Pimpernel coasters with adorable rabbits. It's a set of 5 coasters. It was not a complete set of 6, but these were practically brand new. They were so gorgeous and clean and lovely. No marks or stains or cuts or dings or anything on them. This set was gorgeous. It sold for $14. Very happy about that. So again, overall, my sales for this period, let me see here. My sales again for this period before fees was $126. And I did a little something different this week. I finally decided I should be calculating my cost of goods. So my cost for all of those items, the purchase price that I had for those items was $13.76. So I took $13.76 and sold that amount for $126. I think that's pretty great. My profit after fees, after shipping, after cost of goods, after everything, my profit for that period was $105.61 for those 13 items. Not too bad. That averages out to an $8.12 profit per item. So yeah, pretty good. I'm mostly just happy that I almost got 15 sales. So I'm hoping that the rest of April goes really well and that I can make up those 2 extra sales. And I'm hoping April is going to be my very first 2016 goal achievement of 1 sale per day during that month. So I'm fingers crossed. I'm so excited. So wish me luck, everybody. Thank you for watching my sales report, and I will talk to you later. Bye.